to teach you to think through the lens of like, okay, what are some potential targets? What are the words that she's thinking, that she's using spontaneously? Because I asked you very strategic questions.
You did.
Is she using it spontaneously? Is it generalizing to other activities? And then it's like, okay, if those two things, yes, she's using this spontaneously. Yes, it's generalizing. I think that was with take.
Yep.
That's when we level up. We're like, okay, what word do we add to that to expand? And so it's not always a seamless process like that. Right. I wish, right? I would just patent it and be like, this is mine.
And done, go.
Exactly. But it's the number one question that I ask, what's she doing on her own? Because I think what happens is like, we create kids who are really prompt dependent when we don't ask the question, what are they using spontaneously? Because ultimately what we want is spontaneous language. And so, we can have kids creating 4 or 5 word sentences, but if they're all prompt dependent and not using them spontaneously or, formulating them spontaneously, then like, what good have we really done? I'd rather have a child using 1 word spontaneously than putting 4 word sentences together where they can't do it on their own. They can only do it with high levels of prompting.
Right. So, and I'm trying to be aware of that. So we're doing a microwave program right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm making her be responsible for her lunch. So lunch is going to be the same exact thing until, we master this.
Yeah.
And some of it's reading, I have the steps written out to warm up a hot dog. And and I love that she's holding it in her hand, looking. And so she's got this ability.
Yeah.
But how many behaviors have increased because I'm not giving her the, okay, now open the fridge. Okay, now take out the hot dog. Okay, now.
Yeah. Wow. So exactly. Because she's used to having a high level of support, right? And I don't know if Abby is like this, but I have a lot of kids that I work with who they have high levels of anxiety that develop if they feel like they're not doing the right thing. And so when you leave things super open-ended, they're like, what do you want from me? I don't know what you want. Like, is this right? Is this right? And they just get so escalated emotionally because they're not used to having to problem solve and, take a risk. Like, let me just try this, Yeah. Does she have any?
And I think she's more afraid to make a mess or to mess it up. Yeah. Because let's say, you take something out and whether you try to be or not be, the mustard's all over the floor and you're like, neutral face, but it's like, oh, come on again.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm really just trying to embrace the mess.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, in foster independence, because that's what we really want for her. We want